Tom Thibodeau, you sneaky son of a... I just finished recording a whole video talking on and on about for like 15 minutes talking about how I think it is time that we consider a change in the starting lineup. It's time. We've all been talking about, we saw how fluid the game looked in Atlanta on Saturday. It might be time to do something close to that more permanently. We talked about it briefly on Knicks Fan TV, and I was saying that in that video where, you know, as much as I want Emmanuel Quickley to be our starting guard for the future, I was thinking Burks makes more sense as of right now with who we have in the starting lineup. I don't know. To me, it just makes sense. I think, you know, Emmanuel Quickley right now will definitely be the starting guard for us in the future long term. But I just feel like with what's going on right now, if Tom Thibodeau is going to make any move, which I still don't think he's going to do, I think the move that makes the most sense would be putting Burks in that starting lineup. And he made the move! I did not think he was going to make the move. He made the move today. Right when I finished recording that video, I'm going all over social media and I'm seeing Fred Katz talking about Kemba Walker out of the rotation. Woj! It made it out to Woj being out saying he's out of rotation. Bondi. Everybody was talking about it. It was real. I had to make sure I saw the check marks. I had to make sure everyone was spelling their names correctly because you know why the internet be playing games. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean he's out of the rotation entirely? Does that mean he's out of the starting rotation? I mean, I think it's pretty black and white. But what does that mean for this team? Who gets the minutes? Will Kemba Walker be a part of the rotation at some point eventually? I don't know, but this is interesting. Let's talk about it. Run the intro. What's going on, CK Crew? It's your boy CK2K, and welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. And you know what it is, subscribe to my other YouTube channels. Links are in the description below. But let's get into what is going on right now. I had a whole other thing written down, not on this side because it's newspaper, but on the inside of what I was going to talk about in this video. And I proceeded to talk about that in a video before the news came out. It was going to be talking about the change in rotation because we saw a completely different Knicks team this past Saturday. The Knicks played against the Atlanta Hawks, and the Atlanta Hawks, mind you, they are missing some players, but we are missing players as well. And it forced us to put in our best 10-man rotation of the entire season. And it came to the question, like, is that a one-time thing, or is this something that Tom Thibodeau is going to do long-term? And I was going to go in a bunch of blah, blah about why it should be time to change it. We're 20 games in, this, then the third. And Tom Thibodeau, it's like he heard me before I could even put the word out into the universe, because the news came out that Tom Thibodeau, in fact, is going to make a change to the rotation right now.
Yeah, I want to tighten up the rotation. I like the way the team functions, so it'll be similar to what we did in the Atlanta game.
So Kemba's out of rotation?
As of right now, yes.
Now, let's be real. When it comes to Kemba Walker, we all wanted the old Kemba. Myself being excited that we got Kemba Walker primarily was because of the deal, and it was nice to know that we had backup at point guard instead of just Derrick Rose. But when you see how Kemba Walker played so far this year, he doesn't look like himself. There were some games where he was looking good for us offensively, but hurt us tremendously defensively. And then there's other games where it just looked like he was just another player on the court, not really pushing the needle forward with our starting five.
You know, it's part of it. You know, it's a tough decision to make, but you always have to do what you think is best for the team. I view Kemba as a starter, and so it'd be tough to, you know, play three small guards together. You know, I gave it consideration, and I've got great respect for who Kemba is as a person, number one, and all that he's accomplished in this league. So, you know, but I have to do what I think is best for the team.
And mind you, I don't think that Burks is our long-term solution at point guard. I just think with the rotation that is built right now, outside of maybe Emmanuel Quickley, Burks is the best option to throw into that starting five. Here's why. Burks just simply makes sense with this rotation. I was saying it on post game with Knicks Fan TV after that Hawks game, where to me, it just makes the most sense to have Burks run with these guys, and you don't really disrupt what's going on with the bench unit by having Emmanuel Quickley keep playing fast and quick with those guys off the bench. Having Burks run that starting point guard position for us, at least for right now, gives us two things. One, a guy that knows how to handle himself when he is handling the ball, gives us a little bit more defensive pressure on on the opposing guard if you're not going to put RJ Barrett on him. And also, he can play off ball really well. And I think those are three things that Kemba Walker wasn't really providing us. Kemba Walker was either on or off with his shot, and then that was about it. Not really much help defensively. Yes, he drew some charges here and there, which were great, but as an off-ball player, that's not really Kemba Walker's forte. I think Alec Burks gives us all three of those things for right now to at least help this starting lineup. It lets RJ Barrett be the one to control the offense from time to time, and then in some situations in the post or in situations where it makes sense, it allows Julius Randle to control the offense from time to time. Like, Alec Burks is very moldable in that way where he can play off ball as well as do what he does on the ball when he has the ball in his hands and he's controlling the possessions. Those are big things, and I just feel like Kemba Walker wasn't able to give us that, and I don't think Derrick Rose, we want that from D Rose right now, and we know he can do that. We saw what happened in the playoffs when you do start D Rose. He's great for us, but then when D Rose is not the one that's helping us with that second unit, then what happens? So it just makes sense for Derrick Rose and IQ to stay on that second unit for now, because I do think if we don't ever find another solution for point guard, we might have it in Immanuel Quickley long term. But for the roster we have put together right now, I like Quickley playing alongside the guys like Obi Toppin, Grimes, Rose when he's back. Like, I like how he plays with that second unit. I have two big questions here. Question number one, is Kemba Walker going to be in a position where he can possibly get the starting role back or a role in the rotation back? And question two, is this the kind of thing that might affect any kind of free agent in the offseason? I don't think so, but it could, because the whole fanfare to start off this season, commercials, even when our City Edition jerseys were announced, everything was based around Kemba Walker, the city boy coming back home, playing in the place they always wanted to play. We heard all the sound bites. You play NBA 2K and you play 5 minutes in and they talk about Kemba Walker being back in the Garden and being back in New York. So does that affect how other free agents come to see this team? It shouldn't, because it just shows that the Knicks are going to do what makes the most sense for this Knicks team to be good. So I don't think it would, but in the eyes of some people, they're going to look at this, and I know that that's going to be a question that's going to be asked in the comment section. I can already predict what you guys are going to say. What is that in my hair? I don't think I got it, but whatever. I saw it in the camera. But I knew you guys were going to ask that question, and I wanted to quickly answer. I don't think it will affect us free agency wise. I think, like I said, especially if this does end up working, and I know it will end up working, I think this helps us more than it hurts us long term if we're talking the free agency conversation. Now, as far as him working to get a spot back in rotation, I don't know. I don't know. Kemba Walker's still Kemba Walker. We don't know. I think that all comes out of practice. We know injuries will be a situation down the line. As much as I would love to see Alec Burks play the remainder of the season and not ever get hurt, Alec Burks might have some games where he might just sit out. We see situations with Derrick Rose not playing. Anything could happen where Kemba Walker is inserted and he has the opportunity to then steal his role back or a role back in this rotation. Anything can happen. But for the foreseeable future, with what we have right now, like Tibbs said, it just makes no sense playing a bunch of small guards when we have guys like Quentin Grimes, who is a good 2-guard defensively, and we know the offense will fill in. He's right there in the wings that can guard 1 through 3. You got Deuce McBride, who you're still really curious to see what he does for this team, and Tibbs might have him in the rotation ahead of Kemba Walker in some instances. You never know what could happen, but I don't think that this means that Kemba is entirely out of a opportunity or a chance of being back in the rotation at some point. But I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say. I know a lot of you guys feel the way I feel, that this rotation needed some sort of shuffling and some sort of changing around. And is this the right amount that we needed? Is this the right move for right now? Does Alec Burks make most sense? Let me know in the chat. Do you think that it was too soon to make a move to get Kemba Walker out of there? Do you think Alec Burks was the wrong call and it should have been IQ? Do you like Alec Burks being the one in there and IQ staying on the bench? And what happens on the second unit? Do you think Grimes gets a spot and stays in rotation? What are all of your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. But we're going to see how this new rotation looks coming up against the Brooklyn Nets tomorrow. That is a perfect test for this rotation. Will we stay fast? Will everything that happened for us on Saturday translate over to Brooklyn? And then the following games we have this week, we have the Bulls again. I want to see how this works, especially the Bulls where they have big guards over there. I like the move. I really, really like the move. Though I would love to see IQ be our starting point guard at some point, I like Alec Burks with this starting 5. I do. I really do. At least for now. Don't make me regret this, Alec Burks. Don't make me regret this. So let me know your thoughts about everything in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the other channels. You'll see those in the description below. But if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe right here. Hit that notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. Let other people know that they need to come over to CK2K where it's lit. You know how it goes. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Brooklyn Nets and Knicks tomorrow. Big game. Cannot wait to make a video about that after that game. Yeah, live streaming tonight over on CKTV. Come over there, continue the conversation, and game with your boy. All right, I'm out of here. Let's get it. This is real, man. This is real. Thibodeau did a thing. Let's see how it pans out. Catch you guys in the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.
Cold pizza on Tuesday. I got food up in the fridge. Y'all keep looking for that new way. I think I like it how it is.